From VTV Channel 6 Studios in downtown Vernal, this is Local Point with your host, Chris Piner.
Welcome to Local Point, sponsored by Ashley Regional Medical Center. You never want a catastrophic event to happen to you or your business, so you buy insurance to help protect yourself just in case the odds go against you. So what should we really have ready in case of a major loss? Well, the Vernal Area Chamber of Commerce has asked Brian Gorham, a local insurance professional and past chamber president, to help you better prepare for such an event for your home or your business. We're kind of calling today Insurance 101. Brian?
That's a good thing.
It's good to have you here, by the way.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, I have to admit that I think I can spell insurance, but being a married fella, my wife does all of the details, and we really haven't had too many claims, so I don't really know. I'm going to be right here with the people learning about insurance today. And as I watch TV, I think about the poor people who live in, although this time of year we don't think about them, the poor people of Florida. Right, we kind of like that. The idea sounds kind of nice, but when those hurricanes are coming, and we go, "Gosh, it's great to live here," or other places that have these things we see on the news. The Mississippi River is overflowing, or whatever. What is that? What do we have? Are there things that would be wise for people to have insurance for here?
Of course, insurance is one of those necessary evils, and the reason that we have insurance here is we have more losses than we think we have. Of course, we have fires. Everybody thinks of the devastation of fires because fires can burn down your house and leave you homeless. Right. But the biggest loss that we have in this area, and it's a very good time of year to talk about it, is water losses. Most of your pipes go along the outside of your building, inside the wall.
Right. And
if you shut a door to a closet or don't leave your faucet's leaking just a tad, you might get a frozen pipe.
Right.
You don't know that it's happening until it thaws out a little bit, and then you've got water flowing into the wall.
So that's really kind of what our area
that's
has.
Water losses.
We specialize in that kind of loss. So it would be wise for people to, what would they do? What do you call that? It's just water?
Well, it's most policies cover water losses.
Would that be for a flood? I mean, could we flood?
It's not a flood. Homeowners policies do not cover floods in the general sense that we think of the Mississippi overflowing.
Right.
But when your basement has 3 inches of water, it's a flood to you.
Right.
And those are the things.
That's not really.
That's not considered a flood per se. A flood is actually defined as a naturally flowing body of water that
like what
takes
we've
its bounds.
Heard about in St. George.
Exactly.
Right? Some of those disasters.
And to be a flood, it actually has to be over a certain number of acres.
Wow.
So we're talking floods in the house.
Yes.
We're talking sudden and accidental.
Right.
Insurance policies handle sudden and accidental things. We don't handle ongoing things like the little drip, 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 drip.
Makes sense.
That's a maintenance thing.
Yes.
But the sudden and accidental, my gosh, I've got water coming out of that pipe.
Now what do I do?
Now what do I do?
Right.
Well, the first thing to do is turn off the water.
Yes.
And most people don't know where that is. So take a second
and find out
where your water is.
Especially in the winter if it's all covered and frozen.
Exactly.
Over,
well, most people have a shut off inside the house.
Okay, so you can do that too.
So find that. We actually have some tags at our office that you can put a little tag on it and says this is the main water shut off.
That's a good tip for our viewers. Take a moment here and as a preventative thing. It happens. So.
Take 3 minutes, find where it is, show the wife, show the kids, and say, hey, this is what we do. We turn off if there's an emergency.
I'm going to do that today. Now, this is also presuming that they have already seen you. Or someone else in the profession.
They're insurance professional.
The first step then, again, in prevention is the insurance.
The insurance
actually
policy.
Getting it.
Exactly.
Okay, so then it happens, we turn it off, and then what do we do?
Well, you call them up and say, hey, I've got a loss.
What if it's an inconvenient time? Do you?
Well, that's what we get paid for.
Do we wait till the morning, or do we give you a call at 3 a.m.?
I always tell people, if it's an emergency, call me.
Give me a call.
I would rather you err on the side of than say, oh, by the way, last night my house burned down and I just didn't want to give you No, call me.
All right. There are a lot of things that I want to ask you,
Yeah.
and we have a limited amount of time, but
Okay.
we're going to take a quick break here from Ashley Regional Medical Center.
Ashley Regional Medical Center now offers neonatal services and a Level 2 nursery, along with our quality obstetrical services. The Level 2 nursery provides state-of-the-art monitoring and clinical care for infants at 32 weeks and older. The team of skilled nurses, pediatricians, and family practice physicians, along with Medical Director Dr. Daniel Kwok, neonatologist, help Ashley Regional Medical Center offer your infant excellent care right here at home.
Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us. We're talking about insurance and how it can protect us, and I'm learning a little bit here at Insurance 101. We talked in the first little bit about some of the things that kind of, make our area special, or
Yep.
how we can be careful. Take
We call those
precautions here.
hazards.
Hazards. All
call
right.
those
I've been politically correct
Yep.
what we call these things
There you
here. So, I know we don't have piranha
Nope,
here.
no piranha.
So I don't even know what that means. But anyway, let's talk a little bit more about insurance because our time is limited.
Okay.
But tell me about liability. What does this entail?
Well, liability is you wronging someone else, you doing what a
Right.
prudent person doing,
Yes.
what a prudent person
So
wouldn't do.
I accidentally hit you.
You hit
your
them in a car,
or
you leave a skateboard out, and I
Yeah.
trip over it.
Right.
So those are hazards that the liability would pertain to.
Right.
We buy liability insurance for two reasons: because we have a moral obligation to take care of people that we wrong,
Right.
and we don't want to lose our assets,
Yes.
the things that we've built, worked all of our lives to build.
Right.
So the liability pays in place of us for the things that we do wrong.
And this happens a lot. Does this
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
So the person thinking, gosh, I'm not going to hurt anybody, they're probably statistically wrong.
Yes, they are wrong.
Okay. All right. So it's a wise thing for liability.
It's the most crucial thing that
That
you can
is
do.
the most important.
That's the most crucial thing you can do.
All right. I wonder if I have it. I'll have to ask my wife. We talked about this. All right. So property.
Property is my stuff that I want to protect. And liability is somebody could garnish your wages or take stuff away from you.
Yes.
Well, property is the stuff that they might take away from you.
So I have
Your
a
car.
piece of jewelry.
Your piece of jewelry, your house,
Yes.
your business.
Right.
And if something happens to that piece of property, you have it insured.
Yes.
And we come in and we say, oh, that it's repairable. We're going to fix your kitchen.
Right. Oh,
So
so
we-
what about like theft? I mean, I have property in my home.
That's another peril.
Someone comes in and they,
It's another
go
hazard.
shopping.
Fire,
Yeah.
engulfing your kitchen is a hazard.
Right.
Theft is a hazard.
Theft is a hazard.
So if someone steals your wife's jewelry,
Yes.
then you have coverage under your policy for
Right.
that jewelry.
So is it wise or encouraged for people to have running inventory? Do people do that? I don't even
yes.
know.
It's nice to do that.
Is it necessary?
For some,
What if I don't?
if you don't, it gets difficult.
It would be better if
Because as we used to say when I was working claims, a Queen Anne chair without documentation is a Queen Anne chair.
you did. Yes.
It's just a chair. It's not
It's
a
a
Queen
chair.
Anne chair. It's a chair.
Right.
But that chair came with the Mayflower. Well,
Yes.
it's a chair. If you can show me
Right.
where it's
that
special,
there was something
Right.
more than just something to sit on.
yeah, then so nice things you would
Yes.
document. We understand that everyone's going to have a couch and a TV and
You get that.
and a dining room table
Yes.
and beds
Yes.
and that's.
But
that's
that you had a
every day.
large chip of the Hope Diamond,
Yeah.
maybe they don't know that
You-
without documenting.
you probably wanna
put
document
that in
that.
your inventory.
Yeah.
All right, we're running out of time, but tell
Okay.
me continuation then.
Continuation. Most businesses that close for more than 3 days because of an accident or loss never reopen.
Oh,
90%
because of the loss.
because of the loss. So the only way that you can continue to stay in business is to have continuation business insurance.
Right.
And that is paying it's paying the bills.
Continuation is for a business owner
Uh-huh.
in particular.
Exactly. And that there are coverages inside your policy that allow you to pay your people so they don't go get other jobs.
Right.
It allows you to pay your mortgage so that you don't lose your business.
Yes.
It pays your profit. It
Right.
actually pays
So that
you.
you can continue.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's an
what you need
interesting-
to do is you need to sit down with your professional. And if that person is not asking you questions, they're not doing you the right thing.
Right.
They need to ask you the questions. They need to, because they know, they have knowledge.
Yes.
And they need to sit down with you and say, tell me your situation. What assets do you have? So that I can figure out the best way to go about
To take care of
taking
you.
care of you. Right.
So interesting, Brian. Thank you. Your wealth of information, and I know we just barely scratched the surface.
scratched
All
the
right,
surface.
just off the top of your head, the
Uh-huh.
weirdest insurance claim you've ever gotten.
Oh goodness! I used to be on the catastrophe team, and I actually had a 1,800 pound pig that fell in love with a Volkswagen,
Oh wow,
and that is a covered loss.
it is.
It is a covered loss.
All right, I knew I'd get a good answer from you on that one. Thanks again for coming, and thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again right here on the next edition of Local Point.